Now, Hillary Clinton. These are some of the warts that are going to be exposed on Hillary Clinton, and especially with the Black Lives Matter people.
Folks, over the weekend, 2 Georgia State University students were kicked out of a Clinton rally for writing Black Lives Matter on the back of a Clinton poster. Megan Mwanda and Ashonda Husbands were escorted out of the rally by Atlanta police after making several signs to get the attention of Secretary Clinton. Now, on another sheet of paper, they wrote, "I am not a super predator." They were referring to Hillary Clinton's own words that she commented on her husband's violent crime bill in 1996.
Not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
Now, last week, Ashley Williams, an activist from Charlotte, North Carolina, questioned Clinton about those same words at a fundraiser.
Now, these 2 girls paid $500 each to get into that Clinton fundraiser. And if you want to roll back on this, notice where Hillary Clinton gave that super predator speech. Keene, New Hampshire, 97% white people.
Making sure that South Carolina became the first state with body cameras. There's more work to be done, but got to lay down these markers. You got to build toward common sense gun reform, criminal justice reform, and all the like. So I think we've got a very, we've got somebody saying here, we have to bring them
for mass incarceration.
Okay, we'll talk
I'm
about
not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine, we'll talk about it.
Apologize for Black people for mass incarceration.
Well, can I talk, and then maybe you can listen to what I say? Okay, thank you very much. There's a lot of issues in this campaign. The very first speech that I gave back in April was about criminal justice reform and about
predators.
You're being rude.
Predators.
This is inappropriate. Yeah, you want to hear the facts and just want to talk.
I know that you called Black people predators in 1994. Please explain that record. Explain it to us. You owe Black people an apology.
Excuse us. That's inappropriate. If you will give me a chance to talk, I'll approach it.
Now, if you paid attention, and I hope the audio was loud enough to hear it, you had people in there that were saying it was inappropriate. The gentleman that you see there on the left in the, looks like bluish suit, started telling her that she was trespassing after she paid her $500, and they're not going to play the rest of the clip, but they will show the Atlanta, I guess he was an off-duty police officer, and it is that gentleman that's in the grayish suit that actually escorts her out of the fundraiser.
Because via Skype right now is Ashley Williams. Ashley, welcome to News One Now. Jonathan Capehart with the Washington Post, he actually interviewed her, and she said this to him. I want to get your thoughts on it. In that speech, I was talking about the impact violent crime and vicious drug cartels were having on communities across the country and the particular danger they pose to children and families. Looking back, I shouldn't have used those words, and I wouldn't use them today. Your response?
Thanks for having me, Roland. So I don't actually accept that as an apology. I specifically wanted an apology for mass incarceration. I need to know that Hillary Clinton understands that her supporting specific policies has a direct impact on Black communities and communities of color today. So what was even more inappropriate or racist than her word choice was her supporting those policies. That is what I need an apology for.
Now, when we talk about, because one of the things I've also heard from people, members of Congress, because there were 23 Black Caucus members who also voted for the particular bill as well. Critics have said, wait a minute, you know, you're talking about there were African Americans all across this country who were saying you guys must do something about our communities being terrorized due to gangs and drugs.
I think that understanding mass incarceration and the prison industrial complex is really complicated, especially when we look at what was happening in the 90s. I understand how people of all different communities wanted to do something, and I think that their support of those bills or their support of certain policies reflects how it was hard to know what the consequences would be in 2016. But that doesn't mean that those consequences don't exist and haven't taken people's dads, people's sisters, people's coworkers out of their communities.
So if she says then, okay, here's my plan to deal with mass incarceration, first of all, your thoughts on what she said thus far as it relates to that, what she would do if president?
Are you asking me what I think about her doing something about mass incarceration?
Yes.
Because I haven't heard her come out publicly about that. And also I'd like to say that the reason why I did the action was to ask her about those inconsistencies. So I know that she went hard in the 90s to get the 1994 crime bill passed. So if today she was, coming up with these elaborate plans to help mass incarceration or to do something about the prison industrial complex, I would attribute that to her legacy, which is one of courting black voters and selling out black communities.
All right, I want to go to Ray Baker and Sophia. Your thoughts on this?
Angela, this is Sophia Nelson.
Ashley.
Ashley, I'm sorry. I have a question for you. When you say you feel like she courts black voters and then sells out the communities, can you break that down a little bit?
So I'm thinking about how she met with mothers of black children who were killed by the cops. Her doing that in a public way doesn't reflect those policies that she went so hard for back in the 90s and other things that she supported. So me as a young black person who's going to vote, I'm going to take all of these things into account, and the way that I'm identifying those kinds of what I call this new 2016 refined Hillary who allegedly shows up for racial justice, I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, because my question is, Trayvon Martin has been gone for approximately 2 years. Where was she back when Trayvon Martin was originally killed by that thug George Zimmerman, and where has she been with all the other illegal killings by police officers, Tamir Rice, John Crawford, etc.? She'd been nowhere to be found, but now all of a sudden, because she needs the black vote, here she is gathering all of the mothers of the slain together for what I call basically a photo op and a cry in the shoulder section. And look at me, black people. I feel. I feel your pain. Help me not to feel my pain when it comes to you guys voting.
You go ahead.
Well, I think what the young activist points to is an important thing to consider. Each of the candidates on every side, Democrat and Republican alike, has to be seriously considered and vetted for what they've said in the past, what they've done in the past as legislators, as lobbyists or supporters of their spouses, or as congressional votes that they've taken on the record. And I think it's important that we hold these people accountable for what they've done and also what they say they will do moving forward.
Ashley, final comment. I have 30 seconds.
I just hope that moving forward, we have an election coming up in November, and I hope that each voter, each black voter, each voter of color continues to press these candidates. I hope to see more acts of resistance on behalf of black people and other marginalized folks going forward, and Black Lives Matter.
All right. Ashley, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yep, so let's see. I mean, I take my hat off to this young woman for what she did and what she attempted to expose. Now, let's see if it gets mainstream media coverage and social network coverage, hopefully going viral, so that, the questions are asked of Hillary Clinton, and she does have to specifically answer. I don't call Jonathan Capehart doing an interview with Hillary Clinton anything out of the ordinary, because Jonathan is, he's been a Clinton supporter for reasons that I won't go into here, and there's no way that he would rock the boat as far as Hillary Clinton is concerned. So basically his coverage is basically just giving her cover.